Hey everybody, so this is our out of theater reaction of Park Chan-wook's new film, No Other Choice. I'm excited to review this, but Jeffrey, what are your thoughts?
I thought this was mostly great. Park Chan-wook, he always has had his films are pretty dark. He's always had a penchant for dark subject matter, and I think some social commentary for sure. I think that this film is definitely his funniest, and it's as bleak as anything he's ever made. But he's using that as using that bleak point of view as like a gasping mirror to society. And I did genuinely think that this movie was very funny, but even more than that, it's really well staged. I would say that like there's a variety of sequences in here, maybe like 3 or 4 different sequences that are some of the best scenes of the year, like some of the best like 15-minute stretches that you're going to see in a film all year. I absolutely loved the last 10 minutes or so where I thought that a lot of the symbols and the little details, the film is very richly detailed. And a lot of those details, even though they're not like they do wind up in the plot in some ways, but they also wind up in meaningful ways towards the end of the film when there's a lot of emotional payoff, I think, for the metaphors that he's been building. I will say I think the film is like a touch too long, and I think it could have been edited down a little bit, and there was some downtime in between those really great scenes I was talking about. But overall, I mean, this was a blast. This was one of those movies that you watch with a full crowd and people are just like losing their minds. Like they can't believe what they're seeing. Like it was just a great experience.
Yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite movies of the festival thus far. We only have one more to go, but
Yeah.
it was extremely funny. It was very clever, and the film really builds some of these like very universal themes. A lot of the themes in the movie have to do with like class and technology, like the way so much is automated with robots now that so many people lost their jobs. And so this film like really kind of explores that subject matter, but in a way that brings it into the next century with like AI, et cetera, et cetera. So I think the film just had so much to say. As you said, it was completely rich in detail. It was really funny. And if you don't like capitalism, this film is for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think that I'm a big fan of Park Chan-wook. I do think that this is definitely in like, this isn't his best film, but this is in the upper, like if you were to cut his filmography in half in terms of best and worst, although nothing he's ever made is really worst, this is on the upper half, I would say.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Parasite in so many ways, I think, with the exploration of its themes, as well as just its appetite for desperation of like a blue collar worker,
and also its juggle of tone.
Yeah,
I noticed that's actually a thing with South Korean films. They're like far better at incorporating a variety of tones than I think a lot of American films are.
Yeah, so really great. Definitely one to watch when it comes out, and I can't wait to review this fully when we.
Yeah, we'll have a full review sometime soon. This movie doesn't come out until Christmas, so it's a little while, but just get excited for this one. Put it in the back of your mind because it's really good.